Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series, and today we're looking at what you do with all those articles that you feel you must read. Well, it's actually quite easy, but it's also one of those areas that a lot of people really struggle with. And that's because we are being sent articles from our colleagues, our bosses, and sometimes our clients. We're also being sent documents to read by our bosses and by our whatever. Well, I mean, we just get a lot of stuff to read later. What do you do with it? Now, most of this stuff is generally sent to us via email. So there's a couple of things that you can do in email. You can actually create a folder called read or read later. The problem that you will have if you do that is this folder in your email is going to become a dumping ground for all the stuff you feel you must read, but you're not sure. I've also seen people who subscribe to certain newsletters, industry newsletters. They actually send all these newsletters to this folder, but they never read them. You know, if you're not reading those industry news, then don't even bother trying. You know, you can just send it to your archive directly, set up a rule inside your email client so that it just goes into your archive. And if you feel you need to read it at some point, maybe for a meeting or you want to do some research, use the search in your email to find those articles. There are better ways of dealing with it than creating a dumping ground folder in your email, which you're never going to read. What about all those articles that you want to read later, that you don't have time to read now? Now, one of the little secrets out there, and I think some of you may already be using it, are applications like Instapaper and Pocket. These are services that are available that are designed to collect all these articles together. And in fact, actually, I know with Instapaper, you can actually forward email that you want to read later to Instapaper too. Now, the great thing about this is it gets the things out of the system and you've got one place to go to. Now, I use Instapaper, a lot of it for the articles that I want to read later. A lot of it's to do with productivity, of course, and time management, goal planning, and also news items that I may want to read later. And it's really simple. You can download the application to your phone, and once you've got it on your phone, when you're reading an article, you just click on the button to send to Instapaper, and it's done. You can also set this up in Chrome or Safari on your browser, on your desktop, or even on your iPad. You can basically set it up in any service, any browser that you're using, so that if you do come across something that you want to read, all you need to do is click the button and it will save it later. They are great little applications that will save you so much time. And then when you do have time to go in and read, you can go in and just read the articles. Now, the thing is, how do you keep this under control? Well, one of the ways that I do this is I have time allocated each day for reading. I usually have about 30 minutes over dinner where I will read some of these articles that I've collected in Instapaper. So I'm keeping on top of it, but quite often it does get out of hand. But one of the great things about Instapaper, and indeed Pocket, I shouldn't just say Instapaper is the one I use, but I know Pocket does the same thing, is that if I'm ever on a journey, if I'm ever flying, for example, where there's no Wi-Fi for, as my recent flight was, 15 hours, now I can make sure that I've opened up the app on my phone or on my iPad and made sure that it's downloaded all the articles into the app. So I could have 30 or 40 or 50 articles in Instapaper, all downloaded, so I don't need Wi-Fi and I can just read away whenever I have a moment on the plane, on a train, on a bus. Although usually on a train and on a bus, I have Wi-Fi, but I will just clear these off. I will just read through them. And you can highlight articles. And if you use the service Readwise, you can also, any article that you've highlighted in Readwise, in Instapaper, will automatically be saved to Readwise as well, so you collect all your quotes. So it's a really good system, and it's also a way of automating all this stuff you feel you have to read. Now, you can also use Safari's Read Later service. The trouble I've had with that is I forget that it's there because it's usually hidden in Safari, and therefore I collect articles and then forget to read them. With Instapaper, it's there on my phone, it's there on my iPad, and it's there on my computer as well. I can just go in and read articles directly from Instapaper. So there you go. There's just a quick tip on being able to manage all that information that you want to read later. Well, there are services out there that you can use. I should point out that you can pay for Instapaper and Pocket. Again, I'm not too familiar with Pocket, but I know with Instapaper there is a free version which is pretty good enough for everybody. I'm on the free version. It's brilliant. I love it, and I would recommend use Instapaper for pretty much everything. So there you go. That's what I wanted to do, is just go into how to utilize all these wonderful applications that are there to help you and to help you automate your systems so that you have that, if you like, effortless productivity. All you need to do though is make sure you are setting aside time for reading the articles that you're saving each day. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.